Hi, today we're making guacamole, and instead of normal we're using corn. And the reason why we're using corn is it dials down the richness a little bit of the guacamole, and it adds a touch of sweetness. So it's actually a really nice addition to guacamole. Also, we're not using any sort of hot peppers. We're using more like a raw garlic and red onion, which adds a little bit of like a vegetable bite to the whole dish. Instead of actual heat. We're using about 2 tablespoons of cilantro, which my lovely wife ran into the store and grabbed at the last minute. And so I guess we'll just get started. And the first thing we need to do is we take the corn and we're going to microwave it for 5 minutes. And so if you bought it without the husk on, you can wrap it up in plastic wrap. But personally, I feel like I don't like wrapping things up in plastic and sticking in the microwave. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there might be something unhealthy about it. So I leave it in the husk and I microwave it in there for 5 minutes. Alright, and now we want to mince the garlic cloves, mash them up, and then top comes off easy. And just mince them up. Pretty small pieces. You don't want big ones in there, because raw garlic has a strong taste. So now we're going to finally chop up our cilantro. You can use the stems for cilantro. The stems are fine. Unlike parsley, where you usually probably want to throw away the stems. We're going to be using half this tomato. Cut it up pretty small. I'm going to cut it up like I'd cut up an onion. Given the size of this red onion, I'm going to use about half of it. Now I'm going to add the red onion, cilantro, and garlic. So now, after we did that with the corn, there's going to be some silk that's sticking onto the corn. This is an easy way to remove it that's really quick. You just take a toothbrush and you brush along it. All the silk should come off.
And not your toothbrush or your wife's toothbrush, but a kitchen toothbrush.
An extra spare toothbrush. Now we add the corn to the mixture, and then we take the mixture and we grind it up.
When did the tomatoes go in?
I do the tomatoes last because they're more delicate and I don't want to really smash them up like this. So I do this first and then I add the tomatoes right after I do this.
Okay.
Now we have it mashed up a bit. We're going to add about a 1/4 tablespoon. I'm using kosher salt, but always salt it to taste. Now we want to add the tomato. The reason why we didn't add it before is because the tomato is sort of delicate as it is. I mean, not that it's a big deal, but if I mash it up within there, the tomato might not be recognizable anymore by the time I'm done mashing up the avocado. And our last ingredient, last but not least, lime. This adds a little acid to it. adds a bit of brightness and a little bit of extra kick to the whole thing. So this really doesn't have much juice in it. Very, very simple recipe.
Which is cool because it just gives it a hidden dimension of flavor.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
I love me some guacamole. Especially that corn.
Oh, yeah.
I could live on this stuff. You gonna make your own chips with this next time?
Yeah, yeah. I'll make some chips.
Well, I'm sure they're tired of watching us eat this.
Mm.
So make your own. And
I dropped a piece right there.
No, I'm very laughing at me. You wanna say bye?
Oh, bye. Is it still rolling?
Yeah, so. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river.
You know I'm gonna use that, right?
You better not.